everyone, and welcome back to A Purposeful Pursuit. I'm Crystal, and I'm excited because we are continuing our healthy relationship series. You guys, I'm so excited about all the content I'm going to be bringing those of you that are already in a relationship, as well as those of you who are looking to be in a relationship, making sure you know how to function well and have a great, healthy, fun, exciting relationship while you are in it. So without further ado, let's jump into today's video about how to have a better argument. So the truth of the matter is, no matter how amazing your relationship is, you and your significant other will have disagreements. It's just the facts of life. I love disagreements. I think they bring about growth and a different perspective. And so I would say, don't worry about the fact that you're having disagreements. Just know how to have those disagreements. Have a better way to argue. And so the first tip in today's video is going to be to choose your disposition. Choose the way that you want to come into it. Especially if you're the one that's bringing up what has upset you, know what you want on the other side. Don't just come and say, I don't like when you leave dishes in the sink. So what's on the other side of that? How can you be a part of that solution? I don't like when you leave dishes in the sink, and so I would like it if we can make sure the sink is emptied every night. I'll do 4 days a week, you do 3 days a week, and that's how we'll make it work. Come with a solution in mind and make sure that your disposition is that you are looking for a solution. It does not benefit anyone when all you say is, you make me mad. And you may think they should know why. No, we need to say why. But again, after stating why, what's going on, there needs to be the thought of a solution on the other side. If you don't have a thought of a solution, you might not be ready to have the conversation yet. Number 2, set healthy boundaries. No yelling, no cussing, no hitting, no threats. You guys, you can choose what appropriate boundaries are for your relationship, but I strongly recommend no cussing, no yelling, no hitting, no threats. You guys, when you make idle threats, it diminishes the value of your relationship, and it honestly diminishes the value of your threat. If you say every time we argue, you're going to leave, I no longer believe you, and you might as well stop saying it. Don't say things that you don't mean. Don't say things that you're not willing to walk out on the other side. So make sure that you are not making idle threats. You're not saying things you don't really mean. You're not throwing out things just to try to hurt someone. If you know your spouse has a sore spot or a soft spot or something like that, don't use that point of vulnerability that they've had with you to injure them as a weapon in your relationship. There should be certain things that don't even come up no matter how upset you are in an argument, because you know that's a place of pain and that's crossing a line. You guys have to determine when a line is being crossed. What things you are not going to bring into a situation, because then it changes the total nature of the argument at hand. So set appropriate boundaries, and you'll decide what's best for your relationship. But definitely those are some things that Ricky and I have chosen to set as boundaries in our relationship. Yelling is a really big thing. If you can't hear what the other person is saying, or if you yourself feel like you have to yell to get your point across, you're probably not communicating it effectively, and you need to take some time, think about what it is you want to say, regroup, and come back to the conversation when you're ready to have a better disposition and be more solution-minded. Number 3, there is no one else. Stop comparing your relationship to other people's relationships, especially in the midst of an argument. I don't care how amazing you think this couple is, it does not matter. That couple is not you. No matter how great you think that husband is to his wife, that wife is to her husband, it does not matter. They are not you. So whoever they are, whatever it is, it's irrelevant. You guys have to think of solutions for your situation, for your marriage, for your relationship, outside of just thinking about what everyone else is doing or has going on. Honestly, only thing that comparing your relationships to other relationships does is make it more challenging for you to build a healthy foundation for your own relationship. So you want to make sure that, especially when you're in the midst of an argument, you're not pointing out, well, they do it this way and will they do it this way? No. Who cares what they're doing? If you like the way something is being done, or you think you like the way you think something is being done, just present it as your own thought. I would like for us to try this because I feel like it will help in this area. Stop pointing at everyone else. Stop thinking about everyone else. It's you and the person that you're in the relationship with. No more comparing. Number 4, there is only now. Especially if you're in a marriage, you have to stop referencing the past. Now, what am I talking about when I say this? If you've been through something with your significant other, whether it's your spouse or whether it's someone that you're seriously dating, you want to make sure that anything you've already forgiven them for, anything that you've moved on from, say you've moved on from, you leave it in the past. You don't get to use that as a weapon in a current argument or situation, especially if you married someone, they came to the table with certain issues or certain baggage and you still said I do to who they were that day. You don't then get to try to use that against them. You already said I do to that. So you don't want to bring past things into current arguments. It keeps you from being able to deal with the situations that are at hand and think of solutions for what's going on right now if you're always talking about what's already happened. So if you're not really over it, find a situation or a setting where you can talk to your significant other so you can get all of whatever is going on out and then make a decision together to leave the past in the past. Number 5, do not make permanent statements based on momentary feelings. I'm going to say that again. Do not make permanent statements based on momentary feelings. This super falls into the threat bucket. You get mad and so you say, I'm leaving. You are mad right now in this moment at whatever happened, and you don't want to be saying permanent things or doing permanent things based on the fact that you're just really, really mad because he didn't take out the trash, and you just let the argument escalate. Whatever the situation is, you want to make sure that you're not making quick, rash, permanent decisions based on momentary feelings. And you know they're feelings that are momentary because you and the person are still together and you've been mad at them before, and guess what? You got over it. And you can get over whatever this is too, as long as you effectively communicate and you don't make idle threats and you don't say things that you don't mean, because the truth is, when you say words, you cannot take them back. Once you've said it, you've said it. And once you've threatened your spouse to leave them, that's something that sits in their heart, that sits in their mind for a while. And you have to work really hard to make sure that you're showing the reverse of that. And so why even put yourself in that position? Why would you want the person that you love the most to think that you could walk out on them at any time? Nobody wants that, right? So make sure, again, you're not making permanent statements based on momentary feelings. Number 6, just be honest. Do not be sarcastic. Do not use the slick mouth. Do not mumble things under your breath so that the other person cannot really hear you because you're just being smart, getting smart with them. No, use clear communication. Be concise with what you're saying and do not be sarcastic. It's not helpful for an argument if someone is having to fight through the walls of sarcasm, because that's honestly what sarcasm is. It's an attempt to communicate something in a way that your feelings will be less bruised by admitting the fact that you're actually hurt. So just be honest. Don't be sarcastic. Tell the person what you're feeling. Say it in love. Say it with care. Say it thinking, and I want a solution on the other side of this, which, footnote, you're not going to often be able to get to a solution on the other side of anything if you're yelling it, if you're screaming it, if you're pointing fingers and accusing people. You want to make sure that you're talking in a way that expresses how you feel, not pointing out what someone else is doing. What do I mean by that? I felt hurt by when X, Y, and Z happened. Not, you did this to hurt my feelings. Well, now you're taking away that other person's opportunity to take accountability for the fact that they hurt your feelings. You're just telling them that that's what happened. You can express what it is that you're feeling and how You were affected by what happened, and like I said, allow the other person to take accountability for their part in that process and explain themselves. Number 7, remember the vows that you make. Now, making your own vows is really fun and fancy these days. And some people made their own vows, but some of you guys need to say this to each other right now. For better or worse, for richer or poor, in sickness and health, till death do us part. Not aggravation, not frustration, death. Till death do us part. Will you be aggravated? Yes. Will you get frustrated sometimes? Yes. All of these things will happen because it's a lifetime commitment. Lifetime commitment. And you have to remember that you said until death do us part. And if you didn't say it on your wedding date, you just said it now. Till death do you part. Remember the commitments that you've made to the person that you're living your life with, that you say that you love, because the truth is the person on the other side is only expecting you to hold up to what you said. They don't expect you to be something other than what you already told them you would be, what you already showed them you would be. Just hold up to what you said. Hold yourself accountable to what you said you would be. When you said you wouldn't cheat, when you said you wouldn't lie, when you said you wouldn't hurt them intentionally, when you said these things, make sure that you're holding yourself accountable to what you said in your actions and in your words. Don't do things to contradict that. Number 8, remember you are on the same team. You do not have to play defense against yourself. When you have it in your mind that your spouse married you because they have your best interests at heart, you don't have to worry about trying to block them out and defend yourself against them. You guys are on the same team and you should operate that way. When you have the thought process that you all are on the same team, the way that you receive information from them is going to be different and honestly a lot more palatable, because they're saying things because they love you and they want to help you grow into the best version of you. Which leads me to the final tip, number 9, always show up as the best version of yourself. It doesn't matter what's going on. It doesn't matter how upset you may be. It doesn't matter. Make sure that you're being the best version that you can be every day. When you both show up as the best versions of yourselves to each other, to the world, you are going to do well. You're going to have a happy marriage. You're going to have a happy relationship, one that is fulfilling, one that is full of love, that is full of care, that is seeking to give the advantage, not take the advantage. You guys are going to love each other well when you show up every day trying to be the best version of yourself. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you are getting into this relationship health series. I can't wait to do more videos on this to help you all that are already in relationships and those of you who are seeking relationships to make sure that when you get into one, it is as healthy and thriving as possible. So if you love getting relationship videos, relationship tips, if you love relationship health, want to see your relationship grow, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to make a purposeful pursuit, you guys.